Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to this session of Let Us Talk It, our France, our Europe, our three continents joining together to have a wonderful afternoon with you all. We are live from US, but we have participants, panelists joining from France, from India. If they are not physically there, their videos are going to come up. And we welcome all who have joined on YouTube, Facebook, on this Let Us Talk It webinar series. We have started this webinar series with the young adults, with youth, with as young as 6 years old from 2020. 21 from July, and we have gone every week with youth participating in webinars, live webinars, helping them to build that confidence, build that public speaking skills, and most importantly, having their ideas, their a place where they can show what they have in their mind, what's going on in their mind. And how do we do that? Very simple. We do prep sessions every 2 days in a week, and then they go live on a Friday or a Saturday according to the groups that they belong to. So that is a little story about Let Us Talk It. And we have our and now everybody knows about, taking retreat. And recently I heard this and I loved that not always that you will get a chance to go to a retreat and help yourself, that might take with the pandemic and everything. But sometimes when you talk to someone or you develop that skill of communication, then you can be the retreat. Or you meet a person and that person can be a retreat where you feel relaxed, you feel refreshed, you feel charged up. And this is a place what we want to build up. And we think we have built up quite a bit, but the castle needs to have its other areas to make it complete. And that's why we have these webinars. And we will be going on having built this castle and have these webinars all through the year, so that your kids can join, that can participate and learn something, so that they can be the retreat, or they can be a place where people can come and find them as a retreat also. So that's a very unique thing that I heard and I liked it, so wanted to share with you, just like our other participants will be shortly. And the topic today would be three continents, communicate and connect. And we have to listen to our 11 panelists who are joining in. And to do all this, it was absolutely fantastically facilitated by Sheetal. And she is multi-talented. And moreover, she has that smile, that laugh, that laughter, that love, that everybody would want to go as a retreat to her as well. So thank you so much, Sheetal. Over to you.
Thank you, Julian. That was quite generous. And I'm going to give a disclaimer. I have two birds here, Rama and Sita, and they've heard the topic today is being confident and to communicate. So they're on, and I know you can hear them. I hope it's okay. Like all three of us are together talking at the same time. But thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. So first of all, I want to talk about Let Us Talk It. It is a youth empowerment program, a platform for all the youth, regardless of where they are internationally, at the age they are. It's all about empowering them to feel like they are natural speakers. All the babies, as we all know, just babble. They don't have a point, but they babble. That's because, naturally we're born confident. And so to me, when we talk about public speaking, as most of you know, that it's seen as the fear that's higher than the fear of dying. That's like the number one in most people's minds. So why is that? Like when as a baby, we're confident, but as an adult, we're not. So to me, the process is doing something where all of us are fearful and we're like, oh my God, I'll be judged. So to me, I really am genuinely in connection with the spirit of Let Us Talk It youth, because they are giving a platform that's free and powerful to make these babies, as they transition into teenagers and adults, keep that confidence that we're naturally born with. There's nothing new we're adding here. We're just giving them that safe space, that non-judging space. And this is exactly as if when we are in your house at around a dinner table, I heard Achita talk, I will hear other children talk today. It is natural. It is natural how they communicate, they have ideas. So especially during this pandemic times where we are isolated a lot more, I felt like it's supremely important that we let our kids see each other without any borders, without any inhibitions, and to just share naturally as if we are all around a cafe, they're drinking their hot chocolate and we're just here to listen. So there's nothing fearful. And I understand if some of you are having the jitters. I am. I keep swallowing. That's part of it. But that's same as an excitement. Before you enter a roller coaster, are you relaxed? No, right? You're a bit scared. You're worried. But that's part of the excitement, and that's all we are here. I would love to see Yashaswin, but at the same time, I'm completely okay if we just hear his voice and we have your photo. But I would love to hear what you wrote up. And your mom was very, very proud that you wrote your own speech just even last night. So I would love to hear when it's your turn, Yashaswin. And without further ado, I'm going to give up the mic to Vishnu and Keshav. But yes, I forgot the most important thing: into appreciate and acknowledge all these amazing speakers with very, very short amount of time. They come up with their own speech and they're going to speak naturally. So like I said, pauses are okay. Nervousness is completely allowed. Just being yourself is what's encouraged. So take it away, Vishnu.
Thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. As we all know, we're all here to speak, communicate, spread ideas, fun, interesting stuff. And yeah, let's just kick it off. First speaker, it's his request to go first. I think he's just really excited to share his knowledge with everybody. We got Samuel. He's coming at us all the way from France, and he's got some really interesting ideas about green energy in France. So, Samuel, you can take it away. Go ahead. And wait, let me share the screen as well.
Yep. I need my PowerPoint. So I'm Samuel.
Can you guys see it? 1 second, sorry. Can you guys see it? Okay. Just let me know when you want me to change the slide. Go ahead.
Just one request here. I would request all the speakers to just tell their grade and what they are studying so that the others know a little bit more about you. Okay? Thank you. Sheetal, were we expecting any music at this point?
No.
Okay.
We're just letting Samuel start.
Yes. Okay. So my name is Samuel. I'm 22 and I live in France. I study science and I work in science too. And today I will talk about green energy in France. So first I will only talk about electric energy, not like fuel for cars or planes, because there are a lot of biofuels or anything else, but I'll only talk about electricity. So for this presentation, green energy will be a low carbon energy. Today the planet is suffering because of the CO2, and climate change is due to only to the massive CO2 ejection in the Earth atmosphere. So a green energy is an energy that will not eject CO2. Next PowerPoint, thanks. So in France, we have 60 nuclear reactors that produce a very low carbon energy. So it represents a big part of our electricity. And thanks to that, France is the third European country to produce the less CO2 by electric units. So I showed on the PowerPoint some example of other European countries, like for example Poland with 900 grams of CO2 per kilowatt hour. So it's quite big, and in fact we are only producing 40 grams of CO2 every kilowatt hour. So after the nuclear energy, our energy comes from the renewable energy, which is 17 of our energy produced. Then comes the gas imported from Russia. So that's a bit bad, but we are planning to leave that gas. Our low carbon energy makes French people proud of it, despite the fact that a major part of it is nuclear. Nuclear energy is not actually recognized as a renewable energy, despite the very low carbon production, because renewable energy is only coming from the sun, the wind, or the ground heat, but like not the uranium for the nuclear energy. Next step, please. And then in France, next step of PowerPoint, please, Vishnu. I can't see it, but yeah, I guess that's it. Nice. So after our 75% of nuclear energy, we have the renewable energy, and it's made of 50% of wind turbine, 40% of solar panel, and 10% of ground heat. This electricity is not very is not a very good energy, because it's if there is no sun or no wind, there is no energy. So that's quite bad, because we need energy when there is no sun and no wind, like during the night or something like this. That's the moment when we need to light our homes. So we need some energy like the nuclear to have a constant energy. In France, there are a lot of debate about the nuclear energy. I need the next one, please, Vishnu. And a lot of politics in France want to lower the part of our nuclear energy because most of them are afraid of nuclear disasters like Chernobyl. After Chernobyl, the cloud, the nuclear cloud, came to France, and that was quite bad. So most people are afraid of another nuclear disaster. They are afraid of nuclear disaster, but also attacks on nuclear plants or whatever could lead to a massive disaster. In France, nuclear plants are very secured by some soldiers with, dogs, heavy weapons, a lot of security guards, all of that to avoid some attacks. Even a plane could crash on a plant without making it exploding. So that's to say our nuclear plants are very well secured. These politics want to replace nuclear plants with solar panel and wind turbine. But there is a problem. The solar panel and wind turbine have a short life. They have to be replaced every 30 years. And these solar panel and wind turbine are not 100% recyclable. So there is a problem of material waste. And in the same time, most of our nuclear plants were built in the 70s. So they are almost 50 years old, and that's kind of old. So some studies shows that most of our nuclear plants are to be replaced by 2050, and it will cost a lot of money for France. And there are many politics who think that it's time to cut the cost and abandon the nuclear to gain another energy. But science says that nuclear energy is one of the best energy because it's a very low carbon, and despite the fact that it's functioning thanks to uranium, it's the best actually for the planet. Thanks to listen. That was kind of cool, and that's it.
Thank you. That was really interesting. It's really fascinating to think what the future would be like in terms of which energy will be used and in the most cost efficient way. And it seems like nuclear energy is a good option. I'll hand the mic over to my brother Vishnu, who's going to introduce himself.
I'm trying to figure out how to stop sharing. Hold on. All right, I think I stopped it. Can you guys see me?
Nope.
Oh, yet.
Turn your camera on.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So our next speaker is going to be talking about paradoxes. It's like a branch of philosophy. It sounds really boring, but hopefully it's a little bit more interesting than that. And yeah, what an awesome topic! What an awesome speaker. And yeah, it's me. I'm going to be talking about paradoxes. So I'm going to try to explain this more confusing topic in a relatively simple sense by starting off with a pretty simple category in the broad thing of paradoxes, and that's kind of the idea of rational choice. So what does it mean to be rational and choose rationally? The most common answer given to that statement in the idea of in the world of philosophy is maximizing your expected utility. So if I'm to choose between one of two options, I would choose the option that would benefit me the greatest. That'd be the rational choice. So if you were offered $100 or $1,000, the rational choice would be to take the $1,000, assuming that there's no other factors involved at all. So there's a philosopher named Newcomb, and he challenged this idea of rational choice by creating a paradox where, in fact, you're punished for choosing rationally. And I know that could be a bit confusing, but hopefully with the explanation of the paradox, everyone will be able to understand what it actually means to be punished for choosing rationally. So this paradox, it's called the Predictors Paradox. So imagine that you're given a choice. You have two boxes, and you have to choose. You get a choice to open the boxes. There is an alien-like being that is not human, and he has the capability to have supreme intelligence, and he's so intelligent that for the past guesses, let's just say he had 100,000 guesses in the past, he was correct every single time. So every single time, the reason he's called the predictor is because every single time he predicts something, it happens. He's so intelligent that he can basically guess what's going to happen. So he gives you a challenge. He gives you two boxes, box A and box B. So box A, no matter what, will always contain $1,000. No matter what you choose, no matter what he thinks, box A will always have the constant of $1,000. Box B, however, will depend on what the predictor predicts that you're going to do. So if the predictor predicts that you're going to open only box B and not box A, he's going to put $1 million inside of box B. However, if the predictor predicts that you're going to open both boxes, he's going to put no money in box B, leaving you with a combined only 1,000 from the box A. So you're faced with this choice. Do you open both boxes and potentially get an extra 1,000 with box A and the extra 1,000? But you face the risk of the predictor knowing that you're basically trying to scam him and him removing the $1,000, leaving you uh, leaving you without the money you wanted. Or do you take the risk and only open box B, hoping that the predictor guessed that you were going to only choose one box and you're rewarded with $1 million? As we see here, the problem with the paradox is that the rational choice would always be to open both boxes, because once you're coming down to it and you're opening the boxes, there's nothing he can do about it. He can't change the money once you're physically opening up the boxes. He can't go back and change the money whether you're opening one or two. But the problem is, even though that's the most rational thing to do, is just open both boxes, most obviously, because you're always going to be 1,000 up, is that it's really hard for us to actually exercise a rational choice. And in fact, we are punished for acting rationally, because this all-knowing being is actively making us choose irrationally to get the maximum expected outcome. So I hope I did a decent job explaining it, but that's basically an example about how sometimes you can be punished for acting rationally. And it's important that when you think about rationality, you act only rational in situations that are in itself rational. Now, that's even a bit more confusing, but the idea that of the boxes existing and a person being able to choose how much money you get based off of his predictions and him being right all the time, that scenario itself is not rational. So we can't use rationality inside of a scenario or a circumstance that in itself is not rational. So it's important to know when we use our rationality, we use it in a rational scenario. And I hope I did a good job explaining that, but thank you so much.
Absolutely. I have to intervene here. Vishnu, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the smile on your face, that was even adding that paradox so good. So I had to intervene and say, I would have never thought this way. And and your introduction was awesome with nothing at all. So Madhav, what job did you do? Please introduce Vishnu and his one thing I know out of just listening from here and there, or I think on Facebook, that nobody can beat you in any game. Is that so,
No.
Vishnu? Right? And that is why this is the topic you chose.
No, it was just really interesting to me, and I thought that it'd be interesting to share, to be honest. But it is actually true that no one can beat me in board games, and that's a outstanding challenge to anybody ever. Because I don't know, it doesn't seem that's another paradox in itself, is how I just can't lose at board games. So maybe we can explore that next time.
Slightly cocky, right, Keshav?
Sheetal, your voice, it's echoing. Are you close to Vishnu? Or?
No, I don't think we're close together, but I think maybe Keshav more. I'm not sure. I think it's good now.
Because you want to try one more time?
Am I okay now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Vishnu's confidence level is very high when it comes to gaming. So.
Yeah, I know. And any other example? I mean, I'm so fascinated with this example. Vishnu, can I request you one more example? I mean, this was a high-level example. I mean, we have kids from second grade as well. So just for them, any quick, a little bit easier one?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, this is how that talk works. You know, we are in the the coffee table.
No, I understand. I'm trying to think, because I specifically chose this one because I thought it'd be like the absolute easiest.
This is awesome. But you can think and come back while.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try to think of something even more. I got you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Over to Madhav.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was really cool to see how passionate my brother was when he was speaking about paradoxes. and the smile on his face showed that he like really enjoyed speaking about it. And I
And
want
any
to
to share that nobody knows about Vishnu being his brother.
he's very competitive and he loves to win games. Yeah.
All games, he is competitive. Come on,
Okay.
Keshav, better one.
Okay. Let's see. He loves to listen to like philosophy and like podcasts about like debates and stuff. So he's always very knowledgeable about stuff. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, and I want to hand it over to our next speaker, Achita, who is really curious about learning about biology and other kinds of sciences. And he also loves to explore the great outdoors. And I've spoken to Achita before, and he's really, really fun to talk to. So yeah, I'll hand it over.
My name is Achita. I am a 7-year-old and I want to talk about the immune system. Basically, I just want to start with this question. What is the immune system? The immune system is a system made of lots of cells that work together as a team with tissues and other parts of your body. For example, the nose, the skin, and etc. plus the millions of cells. First line of defense that keeps your body from invaders coming in is actually the skin. The skin is one of the largest organs in your body, and it prevents any germs from entering in. But in case it gets broken, it goes to the second line of defense, where the mast cells start producing histamine, and that activates macrophages. These cells can eat 100 cancerous cells, which are cells that have mutated, which means their DNA has broken down. And they can also get rid of germs like viruses, bacteria, fungi, etc. There are actually two types of immunity. The first one is adaptive, and the second one is innate. I want to start with innate. The innate immune system was ready when you were born. It has the antigens of viruses that you are already immune to. It basically is full of immune cells that are basically non-antigen dependent. Like, for example, plasma B cells and cytotoxic T cells. These two cells can patrol the body and find invaders. Cytotoxic T cells and other types of T cells that destroy germs go and find the germs. When they find it, this protein receptor on the surface of the T cell binds on. If it matches the protein of the germ, then it knows what to do. When it finds the germ is an invader, it attaches to it and starts shooting chemicals to destroy the germ from the outside. Then it goes to the inside, and when it attacks the outside, it actually destroys the outer layer, which is for viruses. It's the big layer made of fat. But for other things like bacteria, it's actually the cell wall. If it's a bacteria, it makes it apoptose. But if it's a virus, it just basically explodes and comes apart. The B cell all has the same proteins except on another protein. This protein is called the antibody. It has binding sites for different viruses antigens. Antigens are little proteins that stick out on the on the outside of the germ. The adaptive immune system needs antigens to work. The macrophages come from. They're part of the phagocyte group, along with neutrophils and the basophils. These guys come and eat any invader that tries to get in. And if it does succeed from going to the skin, and after that, I forgot to mention this, but the histamine goes and calls neutrophils and macrophages to the area. Those are the parts of the first line of defense. They eat it away. I mean, no, the basophils and macrophages are the first. But when they need more help, they use cytokines, a protein messenger, to go and get it into the bloodstream. This activates neutrophils, which are also a type of phagocyte. These guys eat one germ and then just die, releasing a bacteria killing trail. But some of them can even live after they explode to fight more and destroy the bacteria and virus, whatever. So basically, these, when they die, this is also what forms pus. It's the dead bodies of these guys after they eat the virus and die. Then, if it becomes too hard and everyone gets tired, then it activates the dendritic cell, the brain of the immune system. It goes in to the battlefield and eats up the germs, collects the pieces like DNA, proteins, outer shell, etc., and then samples that to T cells. When the T cell becomes active, because it gets activated, the dendritic cell gets really happy, but it takes hours for it to launch. But the waiting is actually worth it, because because T cells are a big part of the immune system. They are one of the biggest main defenders. This is actually how it defends from COVID-19. Except COVID-19 sort of tinkers with your immune system and makes it fight you by accident, but it also fights the virus. It fights as many friends as foe, basically. And I'm going to share the rest of the immune system when I come for next time. But this was just the adaptive immune system. And the T cells was just the innate, and plus the B cells. But this is a thank you for
Thank you so much, Achita, for that amazing speech about the immune system. Oh my god, I've never seen someone so small and so cute talk so knowledgeably about something so good. You know more than me about the immune system. Oh my god. And there's a part 2 too. That's not even the entire thing. That's only part 1. So I think we're all excited to hear about part 2 when the next time we can have this, and you can explain to us hopefully even more and more. And wow, and I remember coming over to your house and you were so excited about science, and it's actually really awesome to see someone so young and so passionate about such intelligent things like science. And it was really also nice to hear from you again, Achita, and that was extremely intelligible and really cute. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, you can go ahead, Mom.
Achyuta, oh my God, you mesmerized us. You're, like Vishnu said, so cute and so small. It's so powerful. It's like dynamite, in a little bud. And this is exactly like, makes me feel like this is the whole effort was worth it, because he's second grade, he just turned 7, and look at his confidence, right? Like, yes, when we meet him anytime, he shows us his lab, and he explains everything, and he had pictures. So for me, it was just another step for him to, and kids like him, to have a platform to share. And look at you, honestly, you're giving me goosebumps, because this is the confidence that's there in everybody. And I have to say kudos to Vanamala and what's your dad's name?
Arvind.
Aravind, yes. Vanmala and Aravind, the scholarly parents that are encouraging all this, and you are role models in that aspect, Vanmala. Thank you so much for joining, Achita. And like Vishnu said, we can't wait to hear more about your experiments, about your analysis and your observations.
Thank you.
Okay. Next we have Akshaya, who is in 3rd grade, and she's talking about why I like Frida Kahlo. And here's a little introduction that she wrote that she wants everyone to hear before she starts. Akshaya likes, but probably also loves art. She does all kinds of paintings, and her favorite art is cartoons and and realistic drawings. So I'm excited to hear about Frida Kahlo. And go ahead, Akshaya.
Hello, everyone. My name is Akshaya Desetti. I'm a 3rd grader, and I live in Chantilly, Virginia. Today, I would like to talk about my favorite artist, Frida Kahlo. I like Frida because she is the most brave artist. I find her brave because, in spite of being disabled by polio as a child, she had been a good student who headed for medical school. After she had an accident at the age of 18, she never lost hope in life and decided to return to her childhood interest, art, during her recovery. Frida mostly painted small self-portraits, her sisters and her school friends. Apart from that, she also included Mexican folk art in her work. Some of her popular paintings are double portrait based on wedding photographs, and a painting which is a hybrid between a human and plant. Some of her themes are terror, suffering, wounds, and pain. Kahlo accepted a teaching position later in life and had exhibitions in cities like New York, Paris, where she traveled alone. Apart from the exhibitions, she also owned her own art gallery. In 1954, Kahlo was again hospitalized. That spring, she resumed painting after a 1-year interval. Her last paintings include the political Marxism and Stalin. I am inspired by her life story, and I want to do all the things that she achieved. Thanks, everyone, for listening to me.
That was so interesting. It's so inspiring to see these people who are who had like nature set against them, and they still achieve such great things. Next, I want to introduce Madhav, who's going to be speaking about pranayama and different breathing exercises.
Better introduction, Keshav.
Wait, what was that?
I'm saying better introduction than that.
Okay. Madhav he just got a new haircut, so he's looking very cute. And he's my younger brother. He's in 4th grade, and he's very. I think he's a good speaker, and I'm very excited to hear from him.
My name's Madhav, and I'm in 4th grade. I'll be talking about why we do pranayama. Imagining a baby in his mom's lap with a warm milk bottle, and then they look up at their mom wondering, what is that unnatural breathing they're doing? What is that? And then they're wondering, what is that weird breathing? This is my intro to pranayama. Every morning, my mom used to do pranayama, and I used to go on her lap. And while I was on her lap, it would feel calm, and because there's no disturbing, and there's no disturbing. And then when I grew up a little bit more as a toddler, my Ama and Tatia used to do Kriya before dinner with their sun on their faces. And at that time, I used to be really playful. But when they did Kriya, I used to be as silent like a cat to make sure I didn't bother them. And when I realized that being silent and not loud is actually really peaceful and calming. And then now, as a child, as in like 1st or 2nd grade, in summers with my mom and brothers, we used to go to the patio and do some yoga and pranayama. And at that time, it was feeling fun because it's like the starting of the day, energetic, and you go with your family. And then soon as we had the dog, we would usually sneak our eyes open and try to pet the dog secretly. And then now, today, Benoit and my mom do Kriya. I feel happy that I have 45 minutes of free time. Just kidding. But I also feel that it's cool that my mom and Benoit connect more spiritually. A candle.
Oh, I forgot. I'll bring it. Continue. It's okay. Pranayama is for.
Okay. Pranayama is the 4th limb of yoga. And there are 8 limbs of yoga. Pranayama is all about breathing and helps us connect our body with the mind. There are 6 different type of pranayamas. First is Ujjayi, or ocean breath. It infuses the body and mind with prana, the vital life force. It also increases our memory and fills us with joy and fills us with positivity. It's best to do this when you're afraid or scared. Second, we have Kapalabhati, or internal jogging. Kapalabhati means head shine, so our brain becomes sharper and smarter. It also helps with diabetes and helps us with weight loss. And then, 4th one, we have Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom is also called one-way subway. It helps us with immune system and asthma and allergies. Anulom Vilom and also a few of these things are very silent with the exhale. And then we have Brahmari, or called humming bee. This is for when you can't sleep or high BP. And there's a way to do this is where you close all your senses like this. You close your ears, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, and then you hum. and then you'll feel a weird vibration in your head, which means you're doing it right. And then we have Sitali, which is like my mom's name because they have kind of the same meaning, which means like to cool yourself, because you can do this when you're angry, anxious, or can't sleep, and high BP.
How do you do Sitali?
And then yeah, how you do Sitali is that same thing. It's silent on the exhale, and when you inhale, you roll your tongue like this.
Sure. Hold.
Like that. But I think the exhale is not silent. Is it silent?
It's not silent.
Yeah, it's not silent.
It's twice as long as the inhale.
Yeah, and it's twice as long as the inhale. And then we have Sitkari, or animal smile. You can do it when you're hot, like you can get angry and then your body feels really warm when you get angry or you yell, just like that when you're agitated, or when it's hot weather, because it cools you, so it sounds like it's good for the summer. And how do you do it is that you don't close your mouth, but you put your teeth together, and then you suck in for, let's say, 4 seconds, hold for 2, and then let go for 8. So like this. I did it for 9. And then, so now you have heard my introduction to pranayama. Actually,
you want to try this?
Yeah, actually, before I end, I'd like to show you something. For some of the pranayamas, you are supposed, when you have it silent, you're supposed to make it very calm, that it cannot blow away a candle. So like this.
Normal breath?
So for normal breath, that's how it is. Let me do it again. That's our normal breath. It can move the candle a lot, but in pranayama, it's meant for it not to move at all. And that way you saw it didn't move that much. And now, since you heard my introduction to pranayama as a baby, as a toddler, as a child, and now as a 4th grader, you heard all the benefits of different pranayama methods. I'll now end my speech requesting you to create a calm, peaceful, fun, and cool experiences with yourself and your family. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Madhav, for that extremely calming and beautiful and eloquent speech that you just gave us. I think we're all feeling a little bit more in a meditative mood, maybe even a bit sleepy after that extremely well done speech. And I do want to congratulate you, because I remember waking up this morning and seeing you diligently working on your speech. I know you're working on it yesterday, and I saw you working on it with Mom. And yeah, I'm surprised with how well it came out. And you did a great job talking, and you were looking at the camera, making good eye contact. And I know your voice was hurting, but you still sounded great. And yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Madhav, for sharing that pranayama secrets with the rest of us. And I'm sure everybody
come in. Yeah, I have to come in. I couldn't stop, because it was not only speech, it was with practical. That's what we love in our webinars. He gave, actually, I think everybody, we tried doing it, right? With the finger he showed. So I would absolutely love to have Madhav's, his Kriya, what he does, a full webinar on that. Madhav, it was absolutely awesome, because it was like something that we can all do, and whether it's and to start early as you have started, that was awesome, with examples and showing it us practically. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, next up. Oh, okay. We have Atharv, my little cousin. He's in 5th grade. He's talking to us about climate change, and here's his short little introduction. Okay. So in his free time, Atharv likes to play outdoor games like football, running, and cycling. He also likes to play the guitar and sing along. So it's unfortunate that Atharv couldn't join us in person on the Zoom call, but he's in India and there's a different time zone over there. So thankfully, he left us behind an awesome recording, which I think Mom will play. I can play it through my screen, but I don't have it. So
Vamshi can play. Yeah. Vamshi, can you?
Yes, children.
Yeah, can you play that video that I sent you?
Yeah, 1 second.
In the meantime, I did not get a chance to say anything after the other two speakers. I think Akshay, right? And Achyuta. That was like their speeches. Akshay was. Did you speak? I mean,
Yeah, I did.
yes. So it was so nice. And I have my two daughters and they know about, my older one knows about Frida. So she came in and she said, oh, yeah, I know about her. So this is the engagement. They are like, they don't want to sit, maybe for the whole thing. So that's your topic. They were like, they are sitting, but they are not maybe paying attention all through the time while. But these 11 speakers with 11 topics. So see how great it just the people can take whatever they choose and listen to that also if they are not being good and not listening to the whole thing. So thank you so much. It was like and the immune system speaker, oh my God, that was awesome. I think Sheetal's absolutely explained it so well.
That's me. I'm the immune system speaker.
So, oh my God, look at that. That is one immune system that works wonders, correct? Hug.
Yeah.
That rejuvenates the whole body, correct?
Yeah, but I just want to say this fact. Did
Sorry?
you know, besides the brain, the immune system is one of the most interesting body topics?
Yes, I absolutely. And then during this time, immune system is a top priority other than anything else. So you did a wonderful job. Are we ready, Vamshi?
Yeah, children. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Hello, my name is Anvita. I live in India, and I'm going to be telling all of you about climate change. What is global warming? These are the 3 points I understand in global warming: rising temperatures, overall climate change, long-term impact. You have those 3 points with you. If you really want to go in detail, they should be somewhere up there. How much more will Earth warm? Here are 4 points. You could read them if you like up there. What can we do to prevent global warming? Would you like to join me and prevent global warming? Well, how are we going to do that? We will plant trees, recycle more, use less hot water, use less ACs, use less petrol, and what would we not do to prevent global warming? I did this last summer. I got together with my friends and made a club called Earth Savers. My friends and I made some posters, and these are the names of the people who made these lovely posters. Amira Sani, Arjun Sani, Agrim Bansal, Adya Bell, Samaksh Gupta. And I would really like if you flip through all these posters and activities. Thank you.
Wow, these are the things that he said he drew and he wrote, correct? Vishnu?
It's
By him and
Atharv and his friends. They did it together.
Oh, now
Look at the drawings. You can see the names on the top right.
explain and tell them. Good. Samaksh Gupta. Yeah, now grade 5. Okay. The other picture, it was so good. Oh, okay. It's part of the video. Adhya Bed, grade 5. Wow. See, this is awareness that is so much among kids and their expressions that we see here. Atharv Guha, okay, he's the one, right?
Yes.
Wow, global warming. Vishnu, you want to explain this?
Yeah, I can go ahead. This is Atharv. So this is who is speaking, and you can see the cute little polar bear asking to be saved, and the penguin who's asking for help, and
Right.
it's raising awareness in a cute and also semi-depressing way.
Yeah, so thoughtful.
This is by Arjun. Wow, in 3rd grade, and yeah, it's a really nice drawing. He has really nice handwriting, talking about how to prevent global warming. And because of global warming, polar bears are not feeling at home, and that is why we should prevent it. Very cute, very heart touching. Wow, this is a really cool picture, and it's showing like the two ways we could be living, like the changes we can make over to the left side. And wow, this is really cool drawing by Agrim.
Agrim Bansal, yes.
Grade 5. Wow, this is actually really cool drawing.
Yeah. Background.
I think that's my computer. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'll mute and I'll try to fix it.
Oh. Keep me clean. Okay, Atharv Guha again. Yes. Putting the whole world together. Amira and Arjun Sani, 6th and 3rd grade. Wow, they actually practically did something. A bird feeder?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have a bird feeder.
that's something we can all do even in winter here for Michigan winters.
Yeah, I mean, so simple. Like I've seen people going over the top with the bird feeders, but this is like absolutely something you can have it at home. So these all kids have joined today. Happy saving, planting.
Yeah, it seems that's what Atharv and his friends living together, living in that nearby, they all decided to do on their own, and they created these drawings and they created the presentation, and it was nothing part of the school. It was not part of any organization. They just did it because they cared.
Exactly.
I really wish Atharv was here to talk about it because he was super excited, and he just recorded this video last night. This morning. Yeah.
Hope it feels, distance really doesn't matter, and putting in this much of effort just because the time it was not planned accordingly so that the India kids can join. But look at it, it's not that you cannot join, so the time doesn't permit, so I cannot join. But the extra effort he has put in, it's easier to just come and sit in front of the camera, but to record it and put things together and send it to us, absolute big round of applause from the whole team.
And I would love to credit this to his mom, Madhuri Guha. She is a busy working mom with a younger baby. He's only 3. And she really could put this together this morning for us. So I really appreciate, when parents are involved and encourage children with their passions, miracles can happen.
I cannot agree more. Wonderful. Thank you. The parents, each parents here joining in and participating as well. Yeah. Anything else is there, or are we done?
We have Lucas.
Happy saving, happy plotting, happy campaigning. To join Earth Savers, please contact atharguha@gmail.com and I will be there to answer you. Thank you.
We have Lucas.
Okay, thank you, Vamshi. And just to let you know that Vamshi is also joining from India and he is awake. He is also part of our LetUsTalkIt team. Thank you, Vamshi, so very much.
Thank you so much, Vamshi. Really appreciate that. It's unearthly time right now, 2:30 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vishnu, over to you. And Madhav also. Sorry, Keshav.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take this one. Okay. So it was so cool to see like such high effort put in by Atharv. And I remember when he was still a kid, and it's so crazy to see him talking about climate change in a suit. It's like, wow, it's amazing. And I think it's awesome that he's so young and like spreading awareness about climate change. Our next speaker is Anvita, and she loves art. She draws and paints. Her favorite thing to draw is anime drawing. She also learns Carnatic music and Kuchipudi, which is a type of Indian dance. I'll hand it over to Anvita.
Thank you for the introduction. Today, I'll be talking about green energy, as the first speaker was talking about. Green energy is not really a new thing. It's actually pretty old, but we still use it a lot, so it doesn't really matter. Let's answer the question, what is green energy? Green energy is any type of energy that is generated from natural resources such as wind energy, solar energy, and hydropower. Green energy is also referred to as clean energy or renewable energy. Types of green energy. Hydropower. Green energy from water. This is currently the largest production of green energy, accounting for 70% of it. Solar energy. It's what it says. Energy, green energy from the sun. Wind energy. It's energy produced by wind. Wind power. Wind power has been here for a long time. You've probably seen windmills on farms. When the wind turns the blade of a windmill, it spins a turbine and inside a small generator to produce electricity. Windmills are built in flat open areas where the wind blows at least 14 miles per hour. Wind farms can have as few as 5 windmills or as many as 150. About 6% of the world's electricity comes from wind energy. Solar energy, solar power, it comes from the sun. Just about 2% of the world's energy comes from solar energy. The biggest reason is that solar energy needs the sun, and the sun isn't out 24 hours a day. Hydropower. It might sound odd that we can use water to make electricity because they're a pretty dangerous combination, right? It's actually the water flowing down a river that is used to make electricity. Water never comes in contact with electricity. People use dams to control the power of the big mountain rivers and use this to generate hydropower. About 60% of the world's electricity comes from hydropower. Non-green energy. Till date, 85% of the world's energy comes from non-green energy resources like oil, natural gas, and coal. Governments around the world are putting effort to change energy sources from non-green to green. Today, find out how much electricity that comes to your house is green. Bye.
Thank you so much, Anvita, for that awesome speech. It's so nice to see so many people talking about climate change and global warming. Yours was by far the most informative. It was extremely concise. I learned a lot in the span of just a few minutes, and it was engaging, very engaging throughout. And I just feel much more knowledgeable, more confident on the material went through. So thank you so much for that. I feel confident now. I'm gonna go give my own speech about global warming after this. Next up, we have Yesh Vasin. So he's gonna be talking about. Is he here? Because I don't see his name.
Yeah, she's there on the video. On the audio, and we're gonna put his photo, and he can speak about his mom's Indian store. How
Yeah, I see that. He's talking. He's in 7th grade. He's
Actually,
talking.
I also want to say, Yash, that you've heard so far. I hope you're still here. You heard so far, and have you seen Achyuta? He was also gulping. He was a bit worried. We can see he was panting, and he didn't stop. So every single person, actually, I'm going to take a poll right now. I want you to raise your hand if you were not nervous before you talked, for the speakers that already went. Okay, raise your hand if you were nervous before you were talking. People help me. Anvita, were you like fearless or something? Yeah, so Julian is amazing.
You should hear the beginning speech. I was all over the place. I mean, I was not, I thought, okay, I can manage. I was doing a lot of stuff, and it was not, I was so nervous, but now I'm okay. But every time I'm nervous.
Actually, were you scared when you were giving your speech and when you were waiting for your speech? Yes. Keshava, are you nervous even now?
Yes.
Raise your hand. Yeah. Madhav, what about you? Do I have to call out everybody who are scared? Look at them. So the point is, Sudha, my friend whose son is Yash, he's feeling his first time. And so everybody except for the tall guys here are first time. So it's completely okay to be nervous. It's completely to be okay if you don't want to be on the video. But what's important, Yash, is that you already did this. You already wrote your own speech. You already were ready to talk to me last night. So we're just doing that. That's all. Everybody's pretty chill here. And I'm pausing right now. I am nervous. It's completely okay. So if we can see you, that would be amazing. If not, that's okay. But I would love for you to feel like you're with friends, and probably in the future we're all gonna have a play date soon. Your mom keeps asking me to come, so it's okay. Whatever you're feeling, it's okay, but you can still say it because you've already written it. You've already done a great job. Okay, yes, I'm gonna give you the mic now.
Okay, hello, my name is Yesh. I'm 12 and in 7th grade. So to start this off, I have one simple question. what is entrepreneurship all about? Well, I did Google it and it said the activity of setting up a business or businesses and taking on financial risk in the hope of profit. But I think it's something more than that. I think you have to have a passion to make a difference. And I feel that entrepreneurs are the driving force of change because they're the ones who take risks. And well, my mom owns an Indian store, as you guys know right now. So, well, one day I was just thinking, why would my mom have an Indian store? So what I came up with is like she wanted to help people eat healthier and live better lives. And I feel like that's why she also chose an Indian store above anything else. Because if you think about it, Indian spices are a lot different from a lot of things from anywhere else. And it's also actually pretty new, and everyone is like going towards liking them. And I was also curious on how they help. So then I realized that they actually help stop lots of diseases like cancer. And my mom actually used to be a cancer research scientist. And a lot of Indian spices actually help prevent cancer. And there's one saying that my mom always used to tell me, prevention is better than cure. And that's when I understood that she was doing this to prevent people getting cancer, which is mutated cells. So yeah.
That was really interesting. You added like another twist to running an Indian store that I did not expect. And I never knew this about it preventing cancer. I think that's actually really awesome. Our next speaker is
intervene here again.
Yeah.
Sorry. Why Madhav comes in. Madhav, you took something happened with that pranayama class, pranayam class that I'm saying. But yeah, Yash, I want to definitely, this talking in public, as you know, it's so important, and it's the deadliest thing that can happen who don't feel comfortable. But thank you so much for, actually doing it today and speaking, whether you could come, but we could see your handsome picture up there. So you talked something very important, but I guess you were a little shy, and that's perfectly fine. And you did a wonderful job, Yash, but I would love to see you just, if you could switch on the video and we can all see you. Is that a possibility? Yash?
Actually, yes, now that it's over.
Yash, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have a camera right now.
Oh,
so, yeah.
We did not know the initial problem. So, okay, so you don't have a camera right now.
Yeah.
Okay, we got you. Yeah, Sheetal, you were saying something?
Yes, that was actually something that's close to my heart, and your mom knows that. The Indian spices, the health aspect of it, cooking is something that's close to everybody's heart and mouth and stomach. So, and I love how your mom also wants to venture into Ayurvedic cooking, and that would be something we would all love to hear because it's useful for everybody. And I like Vishnu said, I like the twist of not, or like Keshav said, the entrepreneurial aspect that has the heart attached to it. That's exactly what you conveyed to us that your mom's not in there for the profit only, but she has a purpose. And we would love to hear more. And this time, would love to see you present it because, as you could see, you're a natural writer and you spoke very naturally. And the only thing you can do next time is turn the camera on. That's all, or find a thing with the camera. So great job, Yash, and I really appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I mean, your mom's venture, and who will let the world know? You are your next generation. You are the speaker for your mom. If you really want that word to be out, you need to be out too. With what? With this. The only thing that can come out of our body, which can be sweet as honey, or if you make it bitter, anything which comes out as saliva, perspiration, not good at all. But what comes out of our mouth can make a huge difference. So that's a special thanks. And you can see how Costco and every other store is filled with turmeric and other spices, cinnamon, everywhere. American friends of mine, they are like, can I have cumin? Can I have coriander? Like, they are starting to try in small quantities, and it's a real breakthrough. And if can I have, like, is your mom around? Can I just say hi to her?
No, she's at the store right now.
Yes, I'm here at the store.
Sorry?
Yes, Sudha is on right now. She's at the store, but she's on right now.
Oh, okay, I see. We are talking the talk and she's doing the work. So, absolute pleasure.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry?
Hello, Sudhagaru. Nice knowing you.
Hello. Oh, thank you. It's very nice that you took the initiative of starting the kids to speak about any topic. It doesn't matter. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and you are more than welcome to enroll him to our prep sessions, which happen every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. EST. And you, in a couple of weeks, you see how he wants to come and talk. That's our guarantee from Let Us Talk It platform. So would love to have you, Yash. And you can register by going to our website, letustalkit.com/youth, and register yourself also. Okay, or Sudha, you can do that for him. But absolute honor to have you both.
Thank you.
Yeah, the speech was really wonderful. I think everything that could be said, Julian already said it, but yeah, I really enjoyed the speech. Our next speaker is Mahit. Mahit spends a lot of time playing chess and watching chess streamers. He loves to listen to Western classical, and he also plays piano. So take it away, Mahit.
Thanks for the great introduction. So I'm Mahit, and I'm an 8th grader from Texas. And I'll be talking about, as my sister talked about, green energy, but specifically biomass. So first of all, what even is biomass? Well, conveniently, biomass is anything ranging from wood, plants, animal mass, and other substances that have been recently alive. Then to convert it into energy, they burn it in special facilities to produce steam. And this steam flows over a series of turbine blades, and the rotation of the turbine blades drives a generator, producing electricity. So to get some numbers out of the way first, in 2020, biomass provided nearly 5 quadrillion British thermal units, BTU, of energy for the US, and the US only used 92.94 quadrillion BTU. This means that biomass provided for about 5% of total primary energy use. At surface value, this doesn't seem groundbreaking at all. 5% is not even that big of a number. However, the total percentage of energy consumption accounted for by renewable energy in total is only 12.5%, meaning that biomass accounted for nearly 50% of all renewable energy in US energy consumption. With this, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of biomass. Some disadvantages are high costs to maintain the facilities and everything, space, because it's actually like the turbines take up a lot of space and stuff, and water to produce the steam. However, this resource is still being optimized since it's a very new resource. So there's probably going to be like a more optimal way to produce energy using it. But the advantages heavily weigh out the disadvantages. To start off, though it's pricey, it's way less than extracting fossil fuels. All that heavy machinery in the sea and everything, and extracting it is way more expensive than maintaining a facility. And a revolutionary advantage of biomass is its carbon neutrality. So green energy is, most of the forms are carbon neutral, and this means that like the carbon dioxide that's released when you combust the animal or plant mass that's released is readily absorbed by plants to perform photosynthesis. So pretty much all of this carbon dioxide that's released when burning it is absorbed by plants. So, and also, carbon dioxide is much better than the CFCs or HFCs. Those are like harmful ozone layer damaging gases, chlorofluorocarbons and hydrofluorocarbons. So those are the ones that are produced from fossil fuels. And those are like very harmful to the ozone layer, and they contribute to like damaging it. But carbon dioxide doesn't really damage the ozone layer. However, these are not even the biggest advantages. The biggest advantage is its availability. So there's roughly 550 gigatons of biomass, which alone is equivalent to 5.5 million fully loaded US aircraft carriers, and 82.4% of it is plants, and only 0.01% is humans, meaning we can use more than 80% of this already gigantic number to fuel our energy production. So in conclusion, biomass accounted for nearly 5% of energy consumption in the US and nearly 50% of the renewable in that energy consumption. And the advantages of biomass are its carbon neutrality and its availability, and these heavily weigh out its few disadvantages that are still being optimized. So biomass is the energy of the future, and it's been under our noses all along. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahit, for that speech. I'm actually so surprised that some people can talk about green energy, climate change, stuff like that, and every single time I find myself not only am I interested and engaged, it's about something new every single time. It's like a completely new topic, even though it's in like the same category. I'm learning something completely new every time. So thank you so much for teaching me about biomass. I learned so much more. Just like I said for the previous the presentations a few presentations ago. I find myself again astonished at the amount of information you guys possess, and I don't know, I feel smarter already, like hearing you guys and your really eloquent and advanced topics. Really surprising, especially for you guys' ages. So who do we got next?
Something.
Okay, go ahead.
So Mahit and Anvita are children of my classmate Rupa Rayaprolu, and I went to school with her. We were competing for the first rank badge. Remember, Rupa? And so for me, this feels more heart-touching as well as a bit historical, because our kids are all together and talking to each other about topics, all academic.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's
date back
amazing. Yeah.
We are from Tirupati and we were going to Kajik school. And Rupa and I, we were heavy competitors, but at the same time, we never lost our friendship. And I have to say, I learned how to ride my bicycle in 5th grade when Rupa was the first one to get the PSA SLR. It was like the crazy cool bike that any kid would want, and she had it. And we were all like there trying to learn, and she was so generous to let us get on her brand new bike. And it was actually in your dad's office grounds.
And like when you left the US for doing MS, I took your Spark.
Oh yeah, so we have a history of trading our vehicles.
Yeah.
So thank you, Rupa. I just told her a couple of days ago, and she was like, "Yes, sure, yes." And right after work, she was helping them, and she was getting their photos across. And I want to thank your husband. And also I remember with gratitude your mom, dad, and your grandma I remember the little sugar parrots that your mom made, and the sweets that your grandma made. So yeah, and the respect Rupa showed me how to have for her parents because of the way she was raised. We had fun times, and it feels to me very a good completion to see our kids interact with each other, even if they don't know each other yet. But now
Yeah.
now they know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Let's
thank
keep
you.
it going.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mahit. And this extempore on Friends, that was the best part, I guess. It felt almost like, what else will Sheetal let us know about maybe going out, not telling each other? I mean, the friends and family. Did something like that happen too, Sheetal? You want to?
Oh, so I haven't seen. Actually, I saw Rupa in the last 2 decades, maybe once, or was it
No,
twice?
good
Yeah.
days.
Twice. Yeah.
With
Yeah.
your
Twice.
bicycle and all of that.
Oh,
Oh, we have a lot more stories actually.
Those other things are, but yeah. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for this platform actually. Yeah.
yes, actually, her parents' house was very close to school, so we would just go there. And her mom was very good at sewing. So I don't know. I mean, she had something.
Yeah. All my dresses are made by my mom actually.
Yes, and I remember we were playing in the summer, and her mom makes pickles at home. There's just so many things. I feel like when children just go in another friend's house, and they're there, and they're kind of like adopted kids for the time being that they're there. I feel like there's so much happening instead of just being in a sane, structured activity after activity after activity. You just let them go, and parents don't even worry once that the child is in another family's place. So to
Exactly.
me, I feel like a lot happens, and a lot goes into the subconscious that it's creates our character.
Right. And don't take me wrong, or sorry if I sound like a salesperson, but trust me, if you are part of Let Us Talk It prep sessions, and especially the younger group, the friendship, we cannot go to houses like that anymore, right? And then we have cousins who are living in US, but they are not together here in Michigan. But we have cousins there, and they are like, sometimes I just say that somebody doesn't talk at all for the whole prep session, but she's there. And the worst part was the day we did not have a session, and that girl only came in. And I said, I mean, you don't talk. She said, I just love to listen. I mean, that's how they have gone, I mean, made so good friends now, that before anything to do with Let Us Talk It, they are just friends, virtual friends. They have not seen each other. So yeah, that's a platform that your kids can utilize. Since it's completely free, I don't feel anything that there is thing involved in it. It's just for the sake of the connection.
Actually, that's a very good point, Julian. What all the speakers didn't know is that they were doing a special edition. And
Exactly.
I thank all the parents for like jumping in, but this is a special edition, and the actual program is with the training with the Julian, and with help from her, not just with the parents, and not just with the guts of the kid. So what you have done is jumped into the arena, but Julian's the one that helps, and it's an ongoing program, like she said, twice a week.
No, I just help to facilitate, but actually, the kids, that's a platform that everybody can come together, and it will survive only if every one of you who are coming in explore, come, join, put your ideas in, and then it will be a huge platform one day. So
And
that's
I think they can see each other. They can see each other trying and coming up with ideas, and it sparks your ideas. So I can definitely see that the laboratory of the workshop prep for this actual live event,
Mm-hmm.
a lot happens in those training sessions.
Right.
So I'll give it back to the moderators.
Yeah, if we
Perfect.
for sure.
All right, that was fun to listen to. But let's get back on track. All right. Next we have Amish. Amish.
Amish, yeah.
Okay, my bad. Okay, he's in ninth grade. He's gonna talk about how to overcome obesity. And here's some quick little facts about him. Amish is a music lover. He plays the clarinet and is an active participant in the high school marching band. It's pretty interesting. All right, let's give it over to Amish.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Amish Tassetti. I am in ninth grade. I live in Chantilly, Virginia. Today, I'm going to be talking about the problems that can be caused from obesity and ways to overcome it. So if you didn't know, the United States is one of the largest countries in the world that has the highest rate of obesity. As of now, there's almost 40% of adults and 20% of children and adolescents that have obesity as of today. That adds up to over 60% of the population. The total population of the United States is 330 million. If 60% of that amount is obese, then that means almost 198 million people in the US today are either obese or overweight. Some ways that obesity is caused could be from consuming more than amount of physical activity. It can also be caused by stress and emotional factors, which are more common for adults and adolescents. Another cause could be from genetics. Ways that we can prevent obesity is by being self-conscious about how much we're consuming and to make sure always to think about how many calories we're taking in, and if that amount exceeds how much activity we're doing. It is also important to get enough physical activity in order to stay healthy and prevent gaining too much weight. When you're eating, it is important to eat foods that have nutritional value. Foods like fruits, vegetables, and protein are important in order to stay healthy. Foods that should be avoided are foods that contain a lot of sugar and don't have much nutritional value, such as candy, soda, and any other foods that contain processed sugar. It's okay to have these once in a while as long as we're thinking about how much we're eating and know when to stop. It is important for children to have food that is nutritious so they will stay healthy from a young age, so their percentage does not drastically increase. In my opinion, diets that last a period of time aren't very effective. It is better to make that change to your daily routine because it would be more effective, so it would last for a longer period of time. It might sound difficult, but using these tips, I have lost a lot of weight over the summer. And it might sound too much at first, but then after a few weeks, I got used to it. And after that, I started to lose a lot of weight. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you so much for that speech, man. First of all, that was very educational. It was awesome to hear. And by the way, you look great, man, too. You I mean, I don't have your before photo, but right now you look great. So thanks for the great speech. Thanks for the great example. And yeah, really motivating.
Yeah, thank you.
And Vishnu, I want to add something. So Amish and Akshaya are children of Anand and Madhu Desetti.
Yeah.
It is so cool that Anand is the cousin of my brother's childhood friend that I didn't even know, and happened to see them at a temple in Virginia 4 years ago. And he said, "Happy New Year, Akka." And I was like, "Happy New Year, hello," and everything. And I was like, "Would you kids participate in 3 days in a speech?" And he was like, "Sure. Actually, Akka, I will have them do whatever it is that you recommend. Just tell me what to do, what they should talk about." I was thinking, oh my God. So I have to credit your dad and your mom for supporting you guys and coming up with speech. And I know this topic you chose, Amish.
Yeah.
But your parents are very encouraging, and I want to really acknowledge parents, especially for this impromptu powwow turbo, in your face suddenly, speech that's happening live. And you both did an awesome job, and your speech was about your transformation. That to me gives me goosebumps because at ninth grade you've become aware and you've made changes to yourself, and you are actually someone that's a subject matter expert. You're an expert at
Yeah.
what you just talked about. You're not telling us something else for us to learn, but you're telling us what you have done with your life. And to me, that's like, the tops for me. So thank
Yeah.
you so much for participating, and thank you so much for enlightening us and inspiring us.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I cannot stop explaining as well, because if we wanted to sell the whole, if it was like a paid program and we wanted to sell the whole webinar, one topic of this would sold it out. You know what? This is such an important topic and such an important for young kids as well. I mean, right now, and for no reason. I mean, for no reason but non-activity, right? I mean, and if it is, medical and inborn thing, I'm not going into that. But other than that, it's non-activity. And that's all the reason for all of this. But that awareness and taking action, putting it out, that is important. That is something that we all need to hear, let alone as adults too. So, and every time they say, what's new about this, that we have to lose weight, we have to eat healthy food. But I feel that anytime when we are just living our day-to-day life, not just living, getting up, going to work, coming back, and all of that, we just eat, we just don't think that much maybe. But somebody tells us something like this, or we hear, we feel, okay, if he can do, being a ninth grader, I can also do. And maybe lose 1 pound 1 week. So that's the awareness. Thank you so much, both of you. But for now, Amish, yeah.
All right. I think we have one speaker left. Last but definitely not least, I would like to introduce the weightlifting king of this household. And he has to flex for us before the video ends. So we need to see like a full muscle thing. But before that, Keshav, I'd like you to give your speech and impress us all. Let's go.
Thank you so much.
Vishnu, wait. Like, he knew that I will be charging him right now.
Okay. Years ago, I was called Idli Bugalu, or Butterball, or Chubby Cheeks. I had a really round face, and I was told it was baby fat, even when I was 13. I remember playing soccer and being the only kid that was panting, and it felt terrible. One time, I came back from school, and I still had the school uniforms. It's like a button-down shirt. And I ate a big meal, and I remember the shirt being so tight, I would push my stomach out, and one of the buttons popped off. I decided something had to change. No matter the intentions of the parents, kids, especially teens, have to go through their own journey. I noticed that I would stuff my face with bread and rotis, chapatis, and you can't forget French baguettes. And it didn't help that I loved cooking and eating my own cooking. I'm not complaining about my mom's cooking. It's healthy and tasty, but you really can't overeat that. I had no motivation to start working out. I'd rather eat the roti than go for a run. Sometimes my mom would convince me to run with her, but I would end up stopping every few minutes while my mom could keep going. It felt so bad to be waited on by a mom. In the meantime, my mom was taking my brother to Nate's. Nate's is a gym, and I love the environment there. There's rap music blasting, and there's even a pit bull that walks around. Even though I never got the opportunity to work out there, I realized that maybe changing the ambiance was the best way to approach this lack of motivation. Aina showed me at home in our basement gym how to make working out more fun. I also have to give credit to my friend and his dad, who took me to their gym and really pushed me until I could see the benefits of working out. Ever since then, I was hooked. I loved gaining discipline from working out, and I get a rush whenever I do it. Sometimes I can even make it a family affair when I pump up the energy in the house, and my mom and my brothers come and join me in the basement. The discipline I gained really helps me focus in academics. My self-control with food really skyrocketed, and I no longer felt the temptation to eat the last roti. I got my friends to start working out too because of this, and they started to respect the discipline that I was gaining. I'd be really happy to encourage you guys to develop discipline by working out also. And as Lapin Gaisberg says, it's not about the extremes. It's about being consistent. Thank you.
Wow. That was solid with that amazing touch of humor coming straight about your mom's cooking. So that was amazing too. But I'm pretty sure so many, I mean, one thing that what I liked is that, seeing you right now, Keshav, everybody would think, oh my God, he is so handsome, he's lean, thin, whatever. I mean, not thin, but whatever, perfect, in perfect shape. But unless and until others know that what you went through and what sacrifices, to be honest, at the beginning, it was pure sacrifices that you had to do. Nobody would know about that. And thank you so much for sharing and in such a nice way. And yeah, you are a true example. Absolutely pleasure to hear from you, Keshav. And I think Vishnu wants to add something. Vishnu, any extempore that you can give?
Yeah, Kesha. First off, aside the topic and the journey and the transformation, just the fact that you're able to like speak really well and the flow is good and you were confident, that itself was pretty awesome. And I didn't expect that, and that was awesome.
Won't be. You were expecting he won't speak eloquently?
No, not like that. Not like that at all. But the fact that he could in itself, I mean, no, not like very few people can. Even I can't. Many people can't. And coming on here, it can be pretty scary. Talking especially to such a decently big audience. So the fact that he was able to do it so easily, and it seemed extremely easy. I'm sure he was a bit nervous before, but it came across as if he was, born to just speak like this.
Yeah.
And hearing and seeing my little brother, who before, when he was a bit younger, probably wouldn't be able to speak like this now, is pretty awesome to watch. And it's a transformation and a journey in its own right. But moving past that, I think the whole workout journey, I mean, I've been here to witness it, and it's really awesome. It's really awesome to see. He's really transforming into a really healthy, really strong young man. He's at this point, he's the one who's now inspiring me to come down and work out. So in a way, he's become even like my role model or coach. So he's really been moving up. He's been really improving in the past few years, and I'm really proud of him. So thank you, Keshav, for that awesome speech.
Vishnu, you have been a wonderful example as a big brother. And when younger brothers have brothers like you, if you don't do anything but just smile, I think half of your an elder brother being a friend is successful. Wonderful. I mean, the way you speak and carry yourself, being always that friendly attitude. Applause to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'd like to add something, Julian. So with Keshav's transformation, people won't realize it. He was never really considered fat. But at the same time, he realized that he was not in his optimal performance with soccer or in general. Like, we used to run and he would pant and stop, and I would keep going and I was like, come on. So for him, it was at some point was embarrassing. Even like as recent as a year ago, we were running and he couldn't keep up with me, and I'm not even a regular runner. So he could notice that it wasn't about being a certain number or being a certain considered obese or overweight or fat. None of that mattered. He realized that he wasn't happy. He didn't feel good. And so when we saw his almost militant way of, like, it doesn't matter if it's 11, his homework got done. He's like, Mom, I'm just going to go to the basement and finish it. And I didn't want that kind of commitment. So I'm the mom that says, no, you're not working out today. No, you're not working out today. But he kept going at it and he found friends. And you know how the law of attraction works. the friend's dad, they would take him out, and they showed him it's not about lifting the 5 pounds or 10 pounds. It's about challenging yourself. That challenge, a lot of us let it go at 10 pounds. Maybe we could do 12 today. Maybe a boy can do 20. So, or even the running thing. Like, so now he of course can do 2 laps around. I can keep up with that. And the funniest story to me was it like 2 months ago, Keshav, when we were crossing weights, where I had to lose some and he wanted to gain muscle. And in a matter of a month or two, he not only crossed me, I don't remember your number, but he went up 10 pounds of muscle. And that I see that his discipline goes to academics, to the way he eats, the self-control. You can put anything here. And if he splurges, he knows to control himself again. And I have nothing to do with it. So to me, I see that the discipline of working out is like that infusion, the tea infusion. It infuses the rest of your activities during the day and all avenues of your life. Like, you take that breakthrough with you. So thank you, Keshav, for sharing. And thank you so much, Vishnu and Keshav, for prepping for this morning, this afternoon, and doing a great job with it.
Don't need much preparation. That's what is the outcome, I can say, because just a bit of preparation and much of what they displayed. Just they did that work, and they exactly know how much to spend, quality time.
Yes, and this is exactly the message I wanted the parents and the children here. It was not about getting on a podium and giving in the mic and giving a presentation for 20 minutes and everybody's quiet and watching you, and it's scary. It's very scary for every person in this world, unless something else is like off, like where we're not scared. So for me, the essence of this whole impromptu session, almost impromptu with a couple of days of prep, few minutes of prep for some, is all about, we are all natural speakers. If we can see ourselves in a friend group, they tell us to, can you just shut up now? Someone else wants to talk. That's the confidence babies have, like, they can't stop babbling. But we are, as conscious beings, like, we can add a message to that sharing. So thank you so much to all the parents, all the children, all the speakers, and to Julian and Srini for facilitating this, and to the IT support, Lakshmikant Acharya, for the flyer, and who's the other person?
Vamshi
for facilitating right now at 2-3 a.m. in the morning in India. And I really appreciate everyone behind the scenes. So thank you so much. And Julian, I'll let you finish it.
Absolutely. And I think the success of the whole webinar is when I asked Vamshi an hour back that, Vamshi, you can leave if you want to, because you can make me or Srini the host and you can leave. And he wrote to me, today's webinar is so interesting, I want to stay back. And that's I think, the success of our webinar today. Vamshi, are you there?
Yes, Julian.
Yes, see, that's what we have. It's 3:30 in the morning in India. And thank you, Vamshi. And absolute, as Sheetal said, thank you, Lakshmikant. And we would not have done anything without Srini, his support, Srini, are you there or still on mute?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
so
thank you so much that you are there for something today. Over to you.
Yeah, so wonderful job. All the youth, you expressed yourselves and you're not here to impress. I think as Sheetal and Julian and the team have been supporting you. So yeah, I feel end of learning is like end of life. So I want to live forever. That's the reason I try to attend most of these sessions interacting. And I just want to share, one point that I always had a fear of being judged from childhood. I think if at all I was held back, I took my step back. That's that has been haunting me since my childhood. So, but I I always try to, come out of that. And then, getting out of the comfort zone is the real fun. So where you can explore, the next version of yourself. Just like we upgrade Windows, Android, iOS devices and all, right? The next version. So why not for human beings? So I think that is the exercise that you're going through. Yes, that process is probably seems a little tough, or you need to come out of some phobias or, inner, hurdles. But I think the outcome will be beautiful, as all of us are witnessing today. And thank you all for being part of it. I felt like a family interacting with everybody, as Sheetal always insisted on that, like a dinner table conversation. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for the awesome last ending speech, Srini. And we are judging you that when you say that we are here just to impress and not to express. But absolute, all jokes apart, thank you so much for being always supportive of everything that we bring to the table. Thank you, Sheetal, definitely. Bringing anybody you knew and everybody you knew and your kids, your ideas, your thoughts and everything into it. Cannot thank you enough. But yes, we would love to have more kids in. The kids who are here, if they like, then just before ending, anyone have any kids they want to, or youth rather, they want to unmute and say anything or have a question or anything that they want to share quickly.
Maybe they said enough, but I want to emphasize on the fact that Srini said we're all here to express, not impress. And that's what we do at the dinner table, right? And exactly why I'm in this too, championing Srini's cause, is because the first Toastmasters event that I attended, they asked me to stand and just say my name and what I do. And I broke up in sweat, and I could hear my heart more than my voice. And I know that feeling of absolute failure when you stand in front of just 4 people. And definitely, so we're on a good path here of expressing and not impressing at all.
See, you're already being judged. But yeah, I think he said it in utmost humor. And yeah, with the dinner table atmosphere going on, I heard this wonderful equation that I want to share with all of you, that the mathematics of relationship is add friends, subtract your worries, multiply your joys, and divide your sorrows. We are all here for each other. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend and see you at the next session. Bye.
Bye. It was fun. Nice seeing you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.
That's so fun.
Thank you, Vishnu, Madhav, Keshav,
Bye.
and
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.